mirror matchups early on. I mean, I say early on, mirror matchups up until the finals. At least it confirms that there's no mirror matchup in the finals, but we have pure PvPs and pure TvTs to determine the best Protoss and best Terran of the month of December coming into the finals. Aye. Not like this. Not like this. But here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness. Winter Madness. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our TvT. Best of luck, baby. Best of luck. Now, as a reminder, we have two matches happening at the same time. We have Percival versus Ryung, which we are casting, and we also have Björn versus Nickract, which Indy is casting. Again, if you don't know who Indy is, Indy, baby, Indy. He's a turkey. But he's lovely. Shema, papi, Shema. Indy, he's casting in Polish. He is the Polish caster currently. You know, F's in the chat for Emil. Emil, he DC'd one too many times, and Indy has kind of taken that mantle as the Polish caster in StarCraft. So Indy is going to be covering Björn versus Nickract, and we'll catch up in the semifinals. Eventually, we'll catch up. Both semis will be casted on this channel, by the way. We'll be joining forces for the semis and finals thereafter. Bearing in mind, of course, is a best of 3. The semifinals will be best of 5s. We'll get there. We will get there. So now we have a double gas opener out of Percival, likewise double gas out of Ryung. Double gas openers all around. With this, faster factory, delayed CC out of our 2 players so far, mirrored builds. Just catching up in the chat. Oh, sorry. So it happened during the game itself, but a big shout to Babylings. Do apologize. I was so engrossed in the game itself, so I do apologize. But big shout to Babylings for the raid. Hold on. Slash shout out at Babylings. I hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great time playing Expedition 33. Hope you had a great time. I love the soundtrack, by the way. I love the soundtrack of Expedition 33. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I hope you had a great time, and welcome one and all to the December finals for Sparkling Tuna Cup. Again, the final Tuna Cup of 2025. Let's go. Let us go. Otherwise, we are going to be moving out with the initial 2 Reapers. CC is going to be on location for both players as well, and we'll see what Ryung can get done here. It is typically risky to move out with your Reapers early on, but he does avoid the main scouting path here. Does avoid Percival's units, and he might be able to slip into the main. Might find some damage. Percival pokes out. He's here halfway across the map. Moves out with reinforcing Reapers, and the initial Reapers of Ryung, he does get in. He gets into the main base. Percival is out of position. SCVs are going to go down. Cheeky Musu by Ryung. He gets one. Gets one SCV, delays the starports, and he's getting more damage. Delaying mining. Getting a second SCV. Getting a third. Oof. Yeah, 3 SCV kills. And you can see Percival, he races everything back home. And he rushes back home to defend. 4 SCV kills. Not bad. Better start for Ryung. Yeah, better start. Looks like Ryung will lose 1. Yeah, Ryung, he will lose 1 SCV back at home. His Cyclone is out, shuts down the initial Reaper, and we have a second Cyclone on the way. Cyclones, just early on, they're powerhouses here, especially when the army supplies are quite low. Defensively, Ryung, he is secure. He's got his 2 Cyclones. Percival, he misses opportunity to counterattack, and as a result, this Reaper Hellion of Percival, it's kind of a waste of supply here. It does not scale well coming into the mid-game. Now, there's still potential to maybe go for another counterattack and maybe get into a mineral line, but the chances are getting lower and lower as time goes on. So a better start for Ryung. Ryung, he hits the economy. He shuts down the opener of Percival. And so far, so good. I mean, again, Ryung, he has arguably the best TvT in the world. He is one of the reasons why Clem no longer plays TvT. True. He's for those that weren't here a couple of years ago, I say a couple of years, technically last year, and most of 2024, even a bit of 2023. Ryung, he was known as the Clem Crusher, especially in WTL, if you recall. Like, Ryung, he was the sniper. Whenever Team Vitality needed to shut down Clem, it wasn't Maru, it wasn't Sola that they would call upon, it was Ryung. Like, Ryung, he would come in to snipe Clem. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Until eventually, Clem said never again. I'm never playing TvT, and it's been over a year. It's been over a year. And Clem was bullied out of TvT. Technically, because of that, and because we have an entire half of the bracket that's purely TvT, Ryung has a decent chance to go far, actually. Like, fun fact. But it's just purely off of his TvT. But we'll see, of course. Like, both Percival and Bjorn and Nickrat, they are, you know, excellent in their own right. Speaking of, 2-base all-in. 2-base all-in, second starport has been thrown down. Percival going for a 2-port 2-base setup here, but this is the more modern variation. If you remember, a couple of years ago, a year ago even, we used to see Mass Viking into Liberator for a 2-base all-in, but this is a more modern variation opening up Raven first. And fun fact, Ryung is doing the same thing. Ryung, he also has a second starport, so same builds. And they miss each other. No shot. Same builds and they're missing each other. We have Percival going through the center. Ryung, he does slip by. He's making his way towards the natural. We gotta go. We gotta go. Ryung is taking it slow. He's taking it slow. He's giving Percival time to get across the map. Ryung, he does hit the production. Percival going right down mid. He's going for the natural, and Ryung, he's late to react, late to respond. And Ryung get potential to be the first to hit. And Percival is moving in. Yeah, Ryung, he has to evacuate, has to give up on the natural. Oh no! The auto turret's nicely done. Does focus on the tank. Yeah, tank goes down, and Ryung, he has almost nothing to defend. Yeah, boys are being thrown away. At the same time, Ryung, he does push in towards the natural. There's a tank on the high ground. Oh my god. Clutch disables. Does Ryung have enough? Does focus on the Liberator. Is pushing in. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. No, no! The repair's not in time. Tank goes down. And it does feel like Percival should have enough. He's got 3 tanks across the map. Meanwhile, Ryung only has 2. But they both came to the production. They both came to the production, and Ryung, he does squeeze out a tank. Percival, he has his own Ravens, though. He has his own disables. Oof. Viking goes down. Miscontrol there by Ryung. Meanwhile, boys are being pulled, trying to force friendly fire. These Ravens, there's no energy. There's no energy. There's no auto turrets. The boys are killing the tanks. They're doing it. They drill down the tanks. Speaking of, Ryung trying to do the same. Yeah, trying to, but they're Marines. Trying to force friendly fire. Oh my god. Marines are going down, but Percival, he's on it. Percival, he's on it. GG gets called, and Percival, he comes out on top of the base trade, and we'll take a 1-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Percival does take a lead here. Again, very chaotic game here. And remember, Ryung was the first to hit, but Ryung was taking it slow. Ryung, he was slowly sieging up outside of the base. Why? Because he didn't know where Percival was. Right? He didn't know that Percival was also across the map. He didn't know that a base trade was about to begin. So yes, Ryung, he did get across the map first, but it took him longer to actually assert himself into the bases. So Ryung, he was later to react, later to respond. Oh. Later to react, later to respond, and as a result, we do see that Percival, he was able to force his way into the bases, have that much of a better army as well, able to catch out the first couple of tanks, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Percival takes a 1-0 lead, and now we're getting into game 2. And again, that was a very chaotic game where we had mirrored builds, and again, Ryung had the better start. Ryung, he was able to kill SCVs, he defended against the Reaper Hellion. Ryung did have the better start, he was in a better position, but alas, when it all did matter most, Percival, he clutched it out. Did clutch it out, and here we go. We're jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet. We have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran, the South Korean Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, the red Terran himself representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. Go. We claim Ryung for making Clem a dirty race picker. I don't know if I'd call Clem a race picker. I feel like I could be mistaken, but in my mind, when I think of someone that is a quote-unquote race picker, it means that they have options when it comes to what race they're going to play in a matchup. I don't feel like Clem has options, right? Like, again, he has not played a TvT in over a year. He's not going to. Like he doesn't have like different race options against Terran, he's gonna play Protoss, right? Same with against Zerg and against Protoss, he's gonna play Terran. So he's not the kind of player to like mix it up, right? And like it's like, oh, is he gonna play Protoss or Terran? Like, no, you know coming into it. Yeah. But here we go. Here we go. Ryung, he does move out. Does come in for the early scouts. This time we do see a single gas opener out of Percival going for a faster CC, and Ryung doing the same. Great minds think alike. Remember, last game both players went for double gas openers. Game 2, both players go for Rax expands. So economic starts. Economic follow-ups. Players are building up. And we'll see when we do have our initial deviations. Speaking of, Percival does open up with a single Reaper into Marine production, preserving his gas, going for an earlier factory. Meanwhile, Ryung goes for additional Reapers, delaying his factory as a result. Okay. So we do have a slight variation here. We kind of touched on this last game, but the more Reaper Hellion you make early on, like the more pressure there is for you to get some damage done. So we'll see when and where Ryung stops, as he does make 2 Reapers initially. Makes 2, he moves out. So far, Percival does maintain himself. You can see he's ready at the Reaper Cliff. Ready at the cliff face. Oh, Ryung back at home going for a very fast third CC. Okay, so hyper greed out of Ryung rushing into the third CC. If Percival goes for a 2-base all in like we saw last game, he could just insta-win. We'll see how aggressive Percival's going to be. I mean, he did go for an economic start, to be fair. Following up with Ravens. And again, it's a big gamble here from Ryung. We'll see if he can get away with it. They got him, Bap. So Ryung is setting up. He is building up initial Reaper Hellion for early game map control, but as we mentioned, just because of Percival's setup, I don't really see this Reaper Hellion doing much damage. Percival building up his Cyclones. Third base is now done. Ryung. With this does mean that Ryung, he'll be able to saturate his 2 bases that much faster and his 3 bases that much faster as well, if he can land his third. The pressure is going to be on Percival soon to deny and to delay the third base. We'll see if he can. As Percival just now throws down his own third. So again, no 2-base all in this time. There's no second starport. There's no hyper aggression. But that doesn't mean that Percival's going to be passive. He just has to figure out what's going on. Once Percival sees that the third base and the orbital is already morphed in, that should prompt him to move out. And the scout should come from these Ravens. As the third base is already being landed, Ravens are moving in. There's the scan. Scan doesn't see the command center. But the Ravens... Oh, not yet.
Research.
Scan gets eyes on the production. I should say... I didn't see all of the main. Yeah, Ravens are not fully aware. Going for the mineral line. Going for the SCVs, at least trying to. Nice disable. Seeing the fact that there was only a 1-1-1, seeing the fact that there was no second Rax or factor or anything else made, I think he knows. And personally, should be aware that the third base is already done. Just because of the massive delay on the rest of the production. So Percival, he didn't see the third, but seeing the lack of production told him what he needed to know. So Percival, he's aware.
Add-on complete.
At least he has all the scouting to tell him that, at least. As he's working on an earlier stim timing. Building up his army. Ryung is the first to move out. He scans, he spots a third.
Mineral field depleted.
And Ryung trying to contain Percival here. With a very flimsy army, by the way. He pulls it off. Does force Percival back for a moment. So nice move out of Ryung. Again, Ryung, he by no means could take the fight. No shot. He could not take the fight. Just pokes in, delays, gets the hell out of there. So nice feign there by Ryung. And here comes Percival. Bearing in mind, again, he does have stim over his opponent. Chopping in towards a third. Ryung, he does scouts. He reacts, and he's here in time. Goes to the double disable. I feel like one of them was a bit of a waste, but so far is keeping up with the drops. And then Reaper is deflected. So far, so good. Ryung is keeping up. Double drop into the main. Oh! Is spotted. And Ryung can disable. He has the energy. Last of the unload. Oh my god. Jesus. Barely saves the Raven. Saves the Raven. No boost. Oh, the medevac. Oh my god. Barely gets away. The main army's moving in. Percival. Can he catch Ryung out? Percival the first to siege. Ryung does scan. Does scan in time. Medevacs, they did get away. Now, bearing in mind that Percival, he saw some fresh Ravens here. He has plenty of energy. Ryung does not. Ryung, he spent, what, 4 disables on those medevacs. But Percival, he pulls away. Ryung, he gets away with a CC on location once again. Okay. I mean, both players are. But Ryung, he holds. He holds, he keeps up. Once again, zoning Percival back. He's gathering energy on those Ravens. Percival, Viking production has begun. These are the Ravens. Nice armor missile. Yeah, shreds the armor. The tanks are the first to siege, and tank bullies. Oh, they do zone away. Oof, oh my god. Brutal connections. Percival is slowly pushing forward, getting within range of the tanks. The counter disables. Ryung, he gets 1, he gets 2. It barely takes down 2 tanks. Nice moves out of Ryung. Get a nice counterplay. As Ryung, he peels off some Marines. Tempted to go for the counterattack. At the same time, so is Percival. And goes to the Doom Drop. Gets within range, does force a lift up, will lose a tank. But there's still one more behind this. That's a lot of Marines. Yeah, Percival catching reinforcements. Better trade for the blue Terran. Rushing in, getting another tank at the same time. Kills the CC. Ryung, he does find some damage. Oh, the tanks though. The tanks are exposed. It's going to be 3. 3 tanks going down. Massive pickups. Ryung, he plummets in supply. As he's racing back, can he catch up the medevacs? He's trying to. He's trying to, but alas. Doesn't catch the medevacs. Ryung, he will collapse on the tank at least. And as the dust settles, where exactly are we? So Ryung, he's up a base. Remember, he killed the 4th. He killed the 4th. He's up an expansion. At the same time, when it comes to the tank count is even. 3 tanks versus 3. You have a Marine lead for Ryung. More Vikings for Percival. Likewise, he also has that 1 Raven. Ooh, Raven goes down. A nice snipe. But that Viking lead, it just bullies the Vikings. 2 Vikings go down for free. Percival, he has air control. And with that air control, he's going into Liberators. Nice moves here by Percival. Just dominating the skies. Sims in, gets another tank. Hitting another. Oh, not quite. Again, all good moves here by Ryung. trying to avoid the army. We going for the base trade? do we go for it again? I mean, there is a planetary, but nice moves. Percival, he does slip by, catching reinforcements at the same time. Ryung, he does go straight for the third even. Nice tank shots. Marines are still catching reinforcements. Oh, missed rally there by Ryung. Rallying to the army. Liberators, they do siege up. They zone away the tanks. No target find, but he should at least get one. Ah, not even. Well, the tanks do get away. And again, we're getting messy. I would say that Percival has had more efficient trades when it comes to the main army, but at the same time, Ryung has had a better base, a better economy, and can afford those trades. So Ryung gets one more tank. But Ryung, he may lose this army. Never mind. Ryung, he breaks down all those liberators. Takes down 2 more libs. Ryung, he wants that tank. He gets it. Barely gets the tank. We're getting messy. But again, Ryung, he's still up a mineral line. He's still up a base. And maintaining this position means that Percival can't expand. He just cannot get that fourth. Percival instead going for the counterattack. He wants that mineral line. Tanks, they should be within range. And tanks are moving in. Will siege up within range. Denies mining. And do we just avoid each other? Do we just what's the plan? Where are we going? Ryung will siege up his tanks, but Percival, he does find his way into the natural, and we're going for the base trade. We commit. He commits across the map. We have Mass Marine moving in, trying to get on top of the tanks. Gets 3. It takes down all 3 tanks just barely, but not the best trade here by Ryung. But he does get behind the mineral line. Yeah, it denies mining. Percival stuck with a 1 base economy, if even that. Does get back to mining though. Percival dropping into the main. Claiming another expansion, okay. Percival finally getting a 4th. Planetary is done. Ryung, he supply blocked. Uh-oh. He supply blocked. No mining in the center. Spy army is an issue. Again, we're getting messy. Ryung, he does find some damage though. Taking down these tanks does free up his mineral line. So Ryung is back to mining. At the same time, Liberator does defend back at home. Tanks are somewhat exposed. Ooh, losing a full medevac though. Losing 2. Wow, 2 full medevacs go down. Doesn't get a single tank. Percival misjudging here. Does misjudge, and now these tanks are exposed. There's no support. Ryung is coming in, and Ryung, that's 4 free tanks, like quote-unquote free, but Ryung, he will clean this up. Yeah, nice cleanup here. Every tank goes down. Percival though, he still has an army. Down in tanks, but Percival moves in. He's got his 1 liberator. Does siege up. Ryung, he cannot take down the lib. And Percival, he may have just done it. He may have just done it here. He gets a full mineral line. Marines, they get into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Ryung, he's choked up. He can't move down. He's trying to. Oh my god, brutal trades. There's some brutal trades here by Ryung. And again, Percival, I think he has done it here. 17 SCV kills. Percival, he traded so well here, just punishing that ramp, punishing those tanks. Be punished. And Percival, finally, he's got his 3rd, his 4th, and a 5th base up and running. He's fully saturated. Whew. And again, it was a very, very chaotic game. There were good moments for both players. Ryung, he just kept avoiding the fights, so we just kept going for counterattacks. But GG gets called as Ryung, he is outscaled, and Percival, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. Hi, papi. GG, well played. Congratulations, Percival does claim the series. Both game 1 and game 2 were very close, very clutch. Remember, game 1, both players went for a base trade. They both went for 2-port, 2-base all-ins, and they missed each other. We saw that Ryung was able to get across the map first, but he didn't engage first. It was Percival that was able to go straight into the main base and straight for the production. So Percival did have the edge in the base trade. Here in game 2, very back and forth, where Ryung got away with a faster third base, a faster fourth base, better saturation for a long time as well, denying some of the bases. But we saw time and time again of armies were avoiding each other, and Percival, he was barely coming out on top, able to deny more bases, deny more mining, cripple the economy, and eventually GG. I will say that a lot of that came down to the air control. Winding it back, remember, winding it back, do remember that Percival, he early on was able to get air control by having faster Viking production. He got faster Vikings, he had 6 against 2, and with that air control with those Vikings, he was able to get into Liberators earlier as well. And that forced some better engagements and some better positions for Percival. That's something that was impactful throughout the entirety of the game, were those Liberators, right? Was that air control. That's something that Percival did maintain throughout the entire game. GG, well played. With that, Percival, he does take the series. Now let's catch up on the bracket. Let's figure out where we are and where we are